Hello, Mr. Ramin Edarat. How are you? Many thanks to you and your classmates for asking me the question about how to manage my time more efficiently at work. So, first of all, there's really no time management, so to speak, because time is moving constantly linearly towards the future. So all we have is how we manage ourselves in the moment, what we decide to do, basically ends up being our time management. So let's break it into four levels, right? So we have organizational, managerial, interpersonal, and personal. So these are the four different levels of dimensions. There are many more dimensions at work, but let's just use four. So organizationally, I welcome and I ask for the most difficult projects, the biggest project, the most dysfunctional project, the most broken project, the project which are almost failing. So at this point, after 35 years of corporate America experience, I ask for those kind of projects. Why? Because I learn the most, I make the most contribution. It's the biggest challenge for the corporation, so I'm more likely to get the resources I need, the attention. When people do not cooperate, the CEO and the CIO and the COO are more likely, the executives are more likely to support it and give me what I need. So actually that makes my time management much more efficient because I got the big gorillas and tigers in the company to help me to move the project along. So managerially, I work on the most difficult dependencies, right? Because when you work on a project or when you work on anything, you may need the help of a vendor, you may need to find a new programmer, you may need to clearly understand the requirements. So the things that you cannot control pose the most risk to you. So what I do is I try to neutralize external, most complex, most difficult dependencies first. Because I can work by myself until midnight, until 2 a.m. I can work on weekends. So those things I can control. There's not too much risk, and unless I get sick or something happens. So time management with the group managerially is to make sure I have clear requirements signed off, external dependencies taken care of, make sure I got the best people assigned to the team. And my job is to remove all the obstacles and challenges the team members have. And that's when it's very important in how you handle conflicts between the team members and across different teams, because you can waste a lot of time in fighting, in gossiping. So it is very important to learn cohesive skills and duality skills. I have separate videotapes on those skills. Then interpersonally, I try to speak kindly, using gentle speech with other people, and I bring fruits to work, and I buy lunch. I try to be as kind as possible with other people, not trying to manipulate, but people say community before corporation. So we want to make sure we have good teamwork, we have good rapport. When people like you, when people trust you, even if you make mistakes, they are more likely to forgive you and keep on going. So that's what I do interpersonally. And personally, I focus on doing my best. A lot of energy is wasted on criticizing, judging, complaining, competing with other people, and that's really a complete waste of time. So I try to do as many projects as I can. So if you think about anybody who is anybody, let's say Obama, let's say Oprah Winfrey, let's say Donald Trump, anybody, they are busy. Their schedules are being segmented into half an hour, 15-minute segments. So what I try to do is I try to take on as many projects as possible. So whenever I need to wait, when people asking me to wait on certain key projects, on certain key dependencies, then I work on some other projects. Okay, so I don't waste my time. And as part of time management is how efficiently, how quickly you can move. So I try to relax my shoulders, my eyebrows. I try not to crimp my face. I try not to carry too much tension and uptightness in my body, because you can accomplish more when you are relaxed. And when conflicts come up, focus on relaxing your shoulders, focus on relaxing your throat, and that will calm the situation down. So you do not waste time, you do not waste energy. Energy is same as time, right? Because if you are moving something, you spend all your calories from the day, you won't be able to accomplish too much. So you also need to be efficient with your energy. So I try to think about how to create the best process to accomplish the task. I try to think about what are the key principles that's causing problems here. How come the project is not being done? What do we need? How come it's not there? Did we have the proper intake and project intake and prioritization and capacity planning, release planning, all of those things to find out what are the problems. So anyways, I make sure I don't gossip or badmouth. It is important for you to process your information, your anger about certain things. You don't want to have direct confrontation. So afterwards, you need to process it. So there's a thing called EMDR. I have an article on that. I can send to you. EMDR, eye movement desensitization reprocessing. So these are all techniques. So don't gossip, but do process your problems and do process your anger with somebody you can trust. All right, and thank you so much, Mr. Adalat and your classmates. I really appreciate your time. Thanks. Bye-bye.